Hey Pilates Party people, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline, a certified Pilates and yoga instructor here in Christchurch, New Zealand. Today's practice, we have a lot of props and tools. It is mostly a booty band practice today, so grab a hold of your light or medium booty band, as well as we have a Pilates ball and a Pilates box. Let's go ahead and set up our reformer and get this party started. The headrest is lowered, but we're going to place that ball just on top of the headrest. Booty band, of course, we're going to take it just over the tops of the knees onto the lower part of the thigh. Once it's nice and secured, that box is going to come up right beside your reformer, getting ready for our lunge series. So hook it up to where that little ball, that little nub, whatever is attached to that foot bar is hanging off the side of that reformer. That's where we want that box behind. All right, resting your head onto that ball, we're gonna come into a side lie series, making sure that you have 2 heavy springs and 1 medium spring on your reformer. That's 2 heavy springs, 1 medium, of course, adjusting for your reformer. You might have lighter springs than I do, you might have heavier springs. So as you lay down nice and long onto the side, we're gonna check that out. Resting so that we're drawing the sit bones towards the back of that reformer or to the side. You can even take the hand behind you, just making sure you're either flush with the side of that reformer or slightly forward of it, but pretty close. We're kind of on a soft angle here. Heels are in line with the spine, knees are bent, and we're gonna keep that bottom knee right where it is, nice and heavy onto that reformer. Underarm is going to be wrapped around the shoulder rest. Top hand is going to be on that top hip. And we're going to take that top leg, toes are going to point the side of the room onto that foot bar at the very, very front. Inch it forward with those toes, heel lands onto that reformer foot bar as well. So we have a cozy ball just under the head. Our shoulders are nice and soft, so let's press that top hip away, noticing how that lifts through the lower abdominals, keeps the spine nice and long. We want the spine to stay nice and long throughout our practice, keeping the tail reaching towards the front of the room, the head reaching towards the back. All right, the knee, the hip, and the heel are all in line with one another. Imagine you have a coffee cup just placed on the top of that knee. We can't spill it. We can't dunk it off. And when you're ready from here, let's press it out. Let's check out those reformer springs. Pressing out and folding in. Now it should feel heavy, but it shouldn't feel so heavy that you're pressing aggressively into that reformer shoulder rest behind you. If you start slipping up towards the top of that reformer, know that you can always change it to a lighter spring. Last 2 here. Last breath. Now that we got comfortable with the springs, as you exhale, same press away, but for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press away, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That's the one. Nice and slow. 4 counts out, 3 counts in. Last one. Really, really nice. Draw all the way back into the stoppers. We're going to add on a half butterfly. So we're going to lift those toes off that reformer, pivot on the heel, and draw that knee up. Toes and knee want to be up, but that hip, top hip wants to stay in line with the bottom, so it's not opening up as well. From here, we take it back down, press out for that 4 count, pull in for that 3 count. As soon as the stoppers close, we take that knee up. So we're adding on a little bit more for those glutes. We're still taking it slow, keeping it strong, being mindful of that top hip and the lower abdominals, the lower ribs want to feel a little bit of a lift up so the spine can stay nice and long with us. Last one. Awesome work. Draw the sole of the foot back onto that foot bar just for a moment, resettle if you started to shift. Otherwise, we're going to take that top toe, that top knee, up into that external rotation. Keep the top hip in line with the bottom, and as you exhale, press in that external rotation for 5. We're only here for 5, and I know it's heavy. Press out for 4, in for 3. You got it. Only 2 more here. Ooh-wee. Beautiful work. All right, press out all the way nice and long, keeping that external rotation, folding in just halfway, pause. We're gonna glide with that carriage. Instead of a bouncy pulse, we're gonna glide up 2 inches, nice and slow, and draw down 2 inches, nice and slow. Ooh. Last 2. Last 1. And draw back down. Ooh, could you see that bottom leg just absolutely shaking it out? All right, massage that glute. Let's do it all again on the other side. So keep that ball right where it is. We're going to lift up, and I'll say sayonara, and we'll look the other way. Coming on to your side here. Again, wrapping that lower arm around the lower or the front shoulder rest. Drawing those sit bones towards the back of that reformer, whether they're flush or they're just slightly closer, that is a-okay, whatever feels comfortable to you. Making sure that your spine is nice and long, heels are attached towards those glutes and in line with the spine. Top leg comes up. Again, that bottom leg is just anchored, and we're starting out with the toes facing towards the side of the room, the heel heavy, and press that top hip away, lifting up through the lower abdominals. Exhale, let's press away. Inhale, floating back in. So once again, we're just discovering how this spring load feels. Different side might be a whole different ball game. That is a-okay. Last one. Making any adjustments you would like to make as you close the stoppers. And when you're ready, let's make some adjustments. All right, press out for the count of 4 and in for the count of 3. Keep going here, your count of 4 out and your count of 3 in. Making sure if we had that coffee cup, once again, just on the top of that knee, it wouldn't dip out, it wouldn't fall in, it would just stay nice and still. The hips are nice and square, always doing your little check-ins, especially on the other side or the second side. It always feels a little bit more intense. There is something to it. Last one here. As you draw back in, pivot on the heel, take that half butterfly, draw it back, and press it out. Now it's your own time, your own pace. Make sure to keep it slow, keep it strong. Last one. Hoo-wee. All right. We found that external rotation. We know how to keep those hips nice and square, the spine nice and long by pressing that hip away. So let's take that external rotation and keep pressing out and pulling in for that count of 4. Keep it going. Last 3. Last 1. Folding in this time as you exhale, press it out. Keep that external rotation unless you need to come back, make some adjustments. This time we fold in just halfway. Again, it's that glide. Instead of that pulse, bouncy pulse, it's that glidey pulse. Gliding up 2 inches and down 2 inches. These glutes are on fire. Last 2. Let me know if your glutes are on fire as well. We're in it together. Last one. Oh my goodness. Press out nice and long and fold all the way back in. Oh, give that glute a massage if you would like. Take that ball with you and come onto your back body. So the headrest is still lowered. We're still in the same springs and we still have that booty band over our knees or the tops of our thighs. Taking that ball just over the chest. Take a few rocks through the pelvis. Exhale, scoop the tail, imprint the lower spine. Keep the back of the pelvis nice and heavy. Inhale, create an air bubble under the lower spine. Exhale, rolling through. Inhale. Last two. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. This time we find that rock through the pelvis. Exhale. This time lifting the pelvis up, starting to stack the spine. Find your bridge. Shoulders are nice and heavy. Inhale at the top, rib hip connection. Exhale, slowly melting down through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now we have a few more rounds here, just like that. So as you exhale, lifting up, of course, always modifying if you want those hands for a little extra stability. Inhale at the top, and then exhale all the way down. You're more than welcome to take that ball just off to the side. It's just kind of a little extra here. This time, exhale, roll into your bridge, pausing at the top. Now we're going to take it Baywatch style, as slow as you can go with all that control. Now melt down through the back of the neck space. The chest gets a little heavier through the breastplate as you roll down to the back of the shoulders, the ribs, through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and unravel that tail at the very end. One more time, Baywatch styles, this time as you come up as well. So scoop the tail, imprint the lower spine, slow and steady, roll through, arc those knees. Inhale at the top, exhale to slowly melt back down. As you exhale, this time round up into your bridge. This time we'll pause and we'll have a nice neutral spine, flat back neutral spine. So keep that rib hip connection. Dip those hips halfway down on the inhale. Exhale, lift them all the way up. Take those knees out to the side, full butterfly. Inhale, dip. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale, dip. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last two. Last one. And then slowly keep those hips lifted, lift them a little higher, melting down Baywatch styles. Take it slow, rolling all the way back down. Really nice work. We're going to change those springs. So coming all the way up, maybe taking the hands behind the thighs, arcing those legs over the foot bar. We're going to take it all the way down just to one heavy spring. So that's just one heavy spring and making sure that booty band is still where it's supposed to be. Take that ball with you, rolling all the way nice and long. Lift those sit bones up, bring that ball under the seat. Now we are on one heavy spring, and that's perfect for our hands and strap series. So keep that booty band right where it is. Make sure that ball is not under the lower spine. Make sure that it's where your sit bones, where you would sit onto a comfortable seat here. So it might take some adjusting. Pressing away just enough so that those hands come into the shoulder loops, just over the collarbones. So just forward of those shoulders. Plug those thighs in, those shoulders in. We're gonna lift one leg, then the other to tabletop position. Draw the knees about hip-width distance apart. Keep that booty band taut. And as you exhale, just the arms are gonna reach down by your side. Inhale, draw back up. Let the back of the ribs feel that sense of weight. Reaching all the way down, hovering over the carriage. Inhale all the way up. We're arcing those arms. Those legs are hip-width distance apart. Somehow I find this harder to keep the legs apart than zip them up. Notice if that's there for you as well. The back of the hips have no choice but to stay heavy. Last breath. I think you know where we're going with this one. We have that exhale, pressing down, pausing here. Zip the inseams of the feet together. Reach through the fingertips nice and long. Draw the knees out to either side for 4. In and out for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Legs are back out to hip distance apart. Reach it back up. All right, one more time. Reach it down. Back of the ribs heavy. Inseams of the legs together, or the soles of the feet. Knees out to either side. And draw back to hip width. 4. 3. Reach to those fingertips. 2. And 1. All right, reach those arms up. Find that foot bar. Take those hands or those straps into one hand. We're gonna keep that ball behind us. Take the arches of the feet into that booty band. Keep those legs hip width distance apart. We have full practice on that one. And then press back into both hands, reaching up to the sky. Make sure those knees are active, so they're drawing up over those hips instead of towards the chest. This feels a little too luxurious for us. We're working hard today. Those hands are over the shoulders or the collarbones. And as you exhale, we press down. Pause with that right leg. Reach out with that left leg. Punch the front of the room. Drawing back to center and reaching all the way up. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Exhale. So we're working those hip flexors, keeping our nice folded or tabletop leg. And we're really reaching with the other leg, really opening through the front of the hip. Feeling that kick. And depending on how heavy that booty band is, it might feel quite intense, and that is a-okay. Keep the back of the ribs nice and heavy. Exhale. Last one on either side. Really nice pace, keeping it nice and slow with that breath. Draw back to center. Take the soles of the feet down. Ooh, take those straps back into the shoulder rest. Lift that booty band up, or that ball up. Take that booty band off, is what I meant to say. And you can take all those props and tools just off to the side. Oh, I have no idea where that ball went. Oh, there it is. We'll take the hands behind the thighs, press all the way up. Again, we have another spring change. So we're going to find our lunge series today. We have options for that lunge series. Option to take a blue or a medium weight onto that spring load. And you have that upper option that's not going to support you very much, but if you feel secure in that space, in that lunge series, take it up to a yellow or a light spring. So either that medium spring or that extra little bit of challenge in that light spring. Come up to standing on that box, facing towards the front of your reformer. No other props are needed. We'll step the outside leg right up against that reformer, inside heel up against that shoulder rest. Hips are nice and square, spine is nice and long, shoulders are rolling back into the back pockets. And keep that back leg as long as you can. Fold into that standing leg, hinge from the hips or right into it. Driving back up through that standing leg, zipping up through the inner thighs, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, feel that hinge. Hug the two sides of the ribs together and hug them down towards the spine. So feel as if the lowest rib is just drawing towards the spine a little bit more as you headbutt the front of the room. Drive up through that standing leg, zipping up the inner thighs. Last 2 breaths. This time, coming up to center, coming up to the top. Elbows are wide as the hands draw to the temples or the side of the head. As you exhale, we'll press out nice and long. Pause at the bottom. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Draw back to center and rise back up. I know that's quite a balance challenge. That's why we're taking it slow. Option here to not do that nice rotation. If it doesn't feel good to you and it's not your practice, that is a-okay. Last two here, if you are taking that rotation or not. All right, from here, draw back to center, hands float back onto those hips, shoulders are nice and rolled back into the back pocket, ribs are drawing together at the front of the body. As you exhale, pressing out, feel that hinge, stay low, here we go, fold that back knee in, keep it slow, and press it out. We're pressing into that standing foot to the big toe mound, the pinky edge, and that heel. Pressing nice and long through that kickback leg, make that hamstring work. Draw it up towards the ceiling. 2. And 1. Pause here. Little pulses up and down. Again, it's not bouncy pulses, it's little gliding pulses through that standing leg. We're here, 2 inches up, 2 inches down for 3. 2. And 1. Zip up through the inner thighs, drawing all the way back up to standing. Really well done. Oh, step onto that box, take a little shake out. We'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So take your box with you. Oh, if I can pick mine up. Take it just under your little foot bar nub, stepping up. Take that outside foot right up against that reformer, inside heel up against that shoulder rest. And again, we do start with those hands on the hips, just to keep those hips nice and square. The shoulders roll up, back and down, into the back pocket they go. The ribs, as you exhale, knit towards one another and draw the lowest rib down. As you exhale, fold, hinge, press, and drive back up. Last 5. Whew. All right. We take those rotations, so shake it out, come up to the top, take those hands to the temples, elbows out, exhale, take it slow, pause, rotate opposite elbow to opposite knee, looking away from that reformer. Draw back to center and drive back up. As you find that twist, twisting the end of that exhale out, almost like you're wringing out a towel here. Last one. And take those hands to the hips. Roll those shoulders. Once we get low, we stay low. Press out. Fold in. That standing leg wants to be nice and still. Just that kickback leg moving and grooving. I don't know about you, but I can hear them building a few houses across the way. So if you hear any of that, no, it's not me. Last 3. Last 1, pressing out, pause. Now we have those little dips into that standing leg and that little dip up. Now it's not a bouncy pulse, it's a gliding pulse up and down. 2 inches up, 2 inches down for 3. And last 1. Whew, all the way back up. All right, just a little arm series, and then we are done and dusted. Really well done. Take a look at your reformer springs. Now, if you would like a little bit more intensity, take it up to a medium spring. If you would like to have a little bit more of a softness in the shoulders, a little less strength through the arms, which I like to do. I like to keep that a little bit more control. That's where my comfort zone is. take it on to a light spring. I promise the light spring sounds all cool, sounds all fun and games. It's definitely not. Still gives you a little bit of a kick. All right, we're gonna take reverse arms today. Let's grab a hold of that ball if you would like. Take it in between the knees. Since we're taking it reverse, we're facing towards the risers. Come into a nice low kneel to start you off. You don't have to be right up against those risers. You can actually have a few inches in between. That is a-okay. From here, we're gonna take those straps, do a little crisscross applesauce strap action. Take those hands into the short loops, option here to have them in to those little triangles, that little lift above those loops. Index finger and that middle finger, Captain Hook style, are gonna hook around. Palms are going to face down. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Hug them in towards the spine. Hug the lowest rib towards the spine as well. From here, you can stay low, or I like to lift high. Engaging through the glutes, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, press those straps behind you. Inhale, release out in front. We're here for 4. 3. 2. All right, next time you press forward, whether you're in seated or in that hover those hips over the heels. Otherwise, if you're seated, just hinge from those hips forward, reaching the crown of the head nice and long. We still want the spine to be nice and long, but once you find that hover or that seat with that nice little hinge, we fold into those forearms, elbows stay tight, pressing out. Almost as if you're folding and then kicking something back behind you. Every exhale is that hug of the lowest rib towards the spine. Reach the crown of the head. Almost draw the back of the head a little bit back up towards the ceiling. Last 2. Last 1. This time we'll press it back. Whoo, those triceps are on fire. Pause here. 4. Keep pressing up for 3, 2, and 1. Either come all the way back up to that high kneel or all the way back down to that seat. We're gonna take those rows. Elbows up, wrists down. Keep those wrists nice and long, almost as if they're an extension of that strap. Exhale. Hug those shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2. This time we're going to hug it back into that row. Pause for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back into a nice low kneel if you're lifted. Uncrisscross applesauce. Take those straps back to their little pegs or the Reformer shoulder rests. And you are done and dusted. Not me just throwing that booty band off to the side. Awesome work. Let me know how you liked the practice. Let me know where you found it challenging. Was it the booty band? Was it the ball? Was it that balance? Let me know. We'll work on it all together, and I'm so excited for the next class. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.